Happy Tuesday. We are live and we're going to talk about some really practical things today. The past couple of times we've gotten emotional. We have talked about life and children and lots of, things of the heart. Now this one is still near and dear to my heart, but it's just a very practical topic. And we are going to talk about money, specifically ways to save money, specifically ways to save money at the grocery store. So I have been grocery shopping for, who hasn't? I've been grocery shopping for my family for, a decade or so. My oldest is 9. So, in terms of like being married and shopping for me and my husband, of course, that's so different than shopping for, when you have kids and multiple kids and lots of kids. And so the more kids you have, the more you realize, oh my goodness, groceries are expensive and we have to be careful about what we spend so that we are, getting what we need, but we're not wasting money on things that we could have saved on. So that's pretty much the gist of what we're talking about today. So I actually have 10 things. We're going to keep it really simple. 10 things that we are going to just go through, and after this video processes and is ready to just post on my regular channel, then I will also have the 10 things listed in the description of this video. So if you miss it live, you can still get your, you can still watch it and you can still, have it written down. Okay. I've never been a couponer. God bless all the couponers, but it's just not my thing. The idea of like going through things time consuming and buying like 1,000 things that I don't need and having a place to store them and everything. I mean, it works for some people. It doesn't work for me. So all of these things are pretty much, I'm gonna, a little asterisk there, like pretty much has nothing to do with couponing. So the first thing, all of these things are just things that I have found over the years. I've always been doing, and others I have kind of taken on more recently and have just noticed a huge difference, especially because like I have a certain budget that I just like to stay under. It's kind of just like my budget goal for groceries. It's not like, oh no, I can't spend more than this. It's some weeks it is, but most of the time it's like, I need to be able to keep it under this certain amount because I know I shouldn't have to pay more. Now, I don't go to Walmart. If you do, that's great. I'm just not a Walmart shopper for several reasons. So I do go to Publix, which tends to be a little bit higher prices than Walmart or Aldi or whatever. So right there, like you're probably going, well, like why wouldn't you go to Walmart? So if you do that, that's great. These still will apply to you so you can save even more money at Walmart. For me, because I always have a kid with me at least, especially over the summer when I have all the kids with me, I need help to my car. I need things to be clean. I need the staff to know what they're talking about and all that stuff. So that is why I choose Publix over the other cheaper stores. With that said, I can still really, really get my money's worth at Publix, and here's how. So the first one is I have designated shopping days during the week. It's not, something that I like, if a week is a different schedule, then I like it, everything's messed up. It's just like I have a regular standard that allows me to just have it in my mind that this is when I'm going and these are the days that I have to plan for and blah, blah, blah. So I have 2 shopping days a week, Mondays and Thursdays. It just works for our schedule based on like the kind of meals that we eat. The middle of it, like if my husband's at youth group, like he is every Wednesday, I make a very kid-friendly meal. So, and usually like I'll go out to lunch with my husband on a Wednesday. We'll kind of pig out on a lunch, and then I'll just skip dinner and then have a little dessert, and I'll just make a kid-friendly meal for Wednesday. So I kind of plan ahead that way, and then I go back to Publix on Thursday and plan for that night and all the weekend meals. So I pretty much only go 2 times a week. And the way that saves money is it helps you you have fewer chances to grab things that you're not gonna end up using. So, the more you shop, the more you buy. So if you just designate 2 days and kind of plan around those days, then you are more likely to get only what you need and use up what you got, so you're not wasting any money there. So speaking of having those designated days, you're also going to want to meal plan. And you don't have to go crazy about meal planning. You don't have to have like the 7-day weekly calendar where everything's written out so perfectly and you've got your veggies and your things out there. Yeah, that might look cute if somebody comes over like, oh, look at that. I have, my meals planned out. But you have to do what works for you. For me, our grocery store changes its weekly ad, its sale items on Thursdays. So if I'm like doing a plan, it's going to change on Thursday. So I usually just plan like 3 to 4 days at a time. And then I'm going to go to the next one, which is kind of based on, or one down below is based on a weekly ad. I also plan my freshest meals to be eaten first on my grocery shopping days. So if I'm grocery shopping on a Monday, which is what I do, except not this week because it was Labor Day yesterday and we ended up ordering pizza last night, which we can do because we save so much money on groceries. Anyway, so I went to Publix today. This week is a little funky because of Labor Day. But normally when it's a grocery shopping day, I plan a really fresh meal, and that usually means a salad or something that isn't going to last long in the fridge. So if I go on a Thursday, I'm not going to plan a salad to be eaten on Saturday because the greens will just not last that long. So you just kind of, or like red meat doesn't last very, very long in the fridge. Obviously you can freeze it, but if I'm gonna do like a baked ziti, I'll do it like that night so the red meat stays fresh. Chicken stays good much longer, so you can have chicken at like the end of your grocery cycle. And then with that meal planning, yes, this is also what I wanted to say, is check your store's weekly ad first. So Publix comes out with their weekly ad every Thursday, and I just have the app and I can just see what is on sale, and that is usually going to be how I plan my dinners. If chicken is on sale, if chicken drumsticks are on sale, then we barbecue chicken drumsticks. If red meat's on sale, then we're having baked ziti or burgers or something like that, ground beef or something like that. So that Publix basically plans my meals for me. If you put it on sale, that is what I will make, because why would you buy it full price when it will go on sale the next time? So it actually makes you don't even have to like think too hard about what am I going to make? What's on sale? What can I do with that? Same thing with fruits and vegetables. Whatever vegetables are on sale. Like if green beans are on sale, I'm going to make a ton of green beans. If pork butt is on sale, I'm going to make pulled pork. So that was number 2. Number 3 is the other thing I check besides the weekly ad on my Publix app is I check my fridge, my freezer, and my pantry, because there are going to be some lingering items in there, especially the fridge, that I maybe used like half of the cheese that I bought, but I still have the other half and I don't want it to go bad. So maybe I'll make mac and cheese as a side that night, or things in your freezer. Sometimes I put like full meals in my freezer, or like full sides, or I'll have like frozen, I'll make a bunch of homemade biscuits and then I'll have some biscuits in the freezer and I'll be like, okay, I can use those. And then I'll plan a meal around that. A lot of times in my pantry, I will have things like pasta, and I mean, pasta stays good forever, but like anything that might start to like, oh, I only have like another week or so left with this, or just like, oh, money's tight this week and I have this pasta in my freezer, in my pantry, so I could use that. So I pretty much go shopping in those 3 spots. Then I go to my weekly ad, or vice versa, and then I decide to go to Publix. Okay, number 4 is really silly, but you have to buy bananas every time you go to the grocery store, because the bananas are so cheap. They're so good for you, and if you have kids and toddlers love them. And the best thing about bananas is if they don't get eaten, they still don't go to waste, because you can make so many things with bananas. If you don't know what to make with them, go to my channel. I have tons of recipes, whole wheat waffles that use bananas. I have a short that's banana oat muffins. I have a healthy brownie recipe that uses, I was gonna say rotten bananas, but you know what I mean, really brown, overripe bananas. So always buy bananas when you go to the grocery store. They don't go to waste, and they're so healthy for your kids. It's the cheapest fruit you can buy. Okay, speaking of fruit, number 5 is avoid pre-cut fruits and vegetables. And now that I'm thinking of it, avoid pre-cut like most things. Like even the meat section, like if they're selling like chicken fingers or chicken tenders, it's like, they're twice the price of chicken breast. So you just take your chicken breast home, you just slice it into little strips, chicken strips, and you're paying half the price. Yeah, so I also did a video that, what is it called? I don't know. It was a recent video on just the difference. I actually like calculate the difference between the pre-cut fruit and the buy it whole and cut it up yourself fruit. And the pre-cut fruit was 3 times as expensive as the cut it yourself fruit. So that's huge, especially, and with veggies. Now, if you are like a full-time working mom, you're a full-time working single mom or something like that, and you need to just buy the pre-cut, then you just do what you have to do. But if you have the time and you are looking for ways to save, that's a really good one. And then for number 6, we have make meals that will last more than one night. This works for not just your wallet, but also just the exhaustion of having to do all of those pots and pans dishes. So, and it gets a little trickier when your family gets bigger because you eat a lot more. So it's hard to have enough leftovers that will last you a whole other night. But I am always determined to do that. Like I'll just buy 2 packages of that meat that's on sale or something like that, and I will make enough for at least 2 nights. It's less to think about in terms of meal planning where you're planning a different meal every night. That's exhausting. I don't make the same meal very often. So if I'm making a baked ziti or meatloaf or something like that, the next time I'm gonna make it is months and months out. So we don't ever get sick of things. So even if we eat it 2 or even 3 nights in a row, we enjoy it so much because I'm not gonna make it again for like 4 to 6 months. Sometimes I'll even have a meal that I'm like, when was the last time I made this? Like we love this so much, and it'll be like, oh, that was in the old house. It was like before Christmas. And it's like, oh, it was a year ago. So, you make a ton of it, eat it for a week or however long it lasts you, and then, rotate the next meal in. The other thing you can do is if you don't want to eat it for the next night or even the night after that, just package the rest up in the freezer and you'll still be saving by, buying that stuff in bulk and using up all of those vegetables and meat or whatever you got. But you'll also, if you keep it in your freezer, you will have a ready meal next time you have a really busy day or a stressful day or your kids are sick. Now you're not only gonna save because that meal is already paid for and cooked, but you're not gonna order takeout that night, because we all know that when things get stressful, it's like, let's just order pizza or let's just, order Chinese or whatever. Those are great, fun things to do. Like yesterday, we ordered pizza because we wanted to, not because it was so stressful. It was like, it's Labor Day, like, let's just spend the day at the pool, let's order pizza. And even though it's more expensive than cooking, it's like, well, we can do this because it's not like it's just too exhausting, let's just, we actually thought like, can we spend money on this right now? Yes, we can do that because we're going to save in other ways. Okay, so then speaking of the freezer, I make a freezer inventory and I keep it on my fridge. And I did actually show this in one of my live videos, and I can't remember what video it was. I think it was the homemade granola video. If you look at my live homemade granola video, while the granola is baking, I do a freezer inventory where I take everything out and I start like making a list just on a piece of paper. I keep it, I have it like the item, and then I have like little boxes for how many I have. So when bacon went buy one, get one, BOGO, a couple of months ago, I bought like 8 packs, and then I just put on my freezer inventory bacon, and then I put like 8 little boxes, and I just check them off every time I grab one out of the freezer. So you can go grocery shopping in your own freezer, and every other one was totally free. And bacon, come on, bacon is expensive and it's delicious. So to have like bacon stocked in your freezer whenever you want it is such a fun luxury that you didn't even pay for. So taking a freezer inventory, and when I take something out of the freezer, I check it off or I cross it out. And then when something goes into the freezer, I write it on the list. And then when the list gets full and messy, I start over. And usually by that time I've put things in the freezer or taken things out and I haven't written it down. So then I do another freezer inventory. It's just like a really good, it's like a really good organization exhale, like a really good way to declutter and to really make sure that things don't get stuck in the back of your freezer and you're like, I don't even know what this is anymore, but we paid for it and now we have to throw it away. So you use everything you have. And then some weeks my grocery bill is so low because I look at my freezer and I'm like, I have a whole meal in here. Like I don't need to buy dinner for today or tomorrow, or whenever it is. Okay, so I mentioned coupons before. I've never been a physical coupon person, but once I got really in the mode of checking the weekly ad on my Publix app, my grocery store app, I also saw that they have digital coupons that are so easy to browse through, and you can clip them just by clicking. Then when I put in my phone number at checkout, just so they know like what my account is, it automatically, if I bought anything that I have clipped, it automatically takes it out. So I don't need to like go through my purse and get out my coupons. Oh, I have a coupon for that. I don't even need to think about it. So if there's a coupon for toilet paper, I just clip it. And coupons usually last several weeks, the digital coupons. So if I clip it today, in 3 weeks, I'm running out of toilet paper, I need to buy more. I automatically save on that. So digital coupons are amazing. And then another way that we save money is I make breakfast for dinner at least once a week. This is amazing for 2 reasons. Number one, you do usually save money because breakfast items tend not to be as expensive. For example, turkey bacon is delicious and the kids love it, and it is so much cheaper than regular bacon, and it's like so much cheaper than buying meat. And then I'll just cook up some eggs, and eggs, we get like the good, like fancy kind of eggs. They're a little more expensive, but they're still like, if you use it for a dinner item, you're still paying so much less for your dinner than you would be, if you were buying like chicken breast. And then, either like a biscuit on the side or some toast, and that's dinner right there. Or you can do like a little like scrambled eggs with like some vegetables if you wanted to. My kids would not be really into that, but if your kids are okay with veggies, then and that kind of thing, then go for it. Also pancakes with strawberries or berries or whatever, and Belgian waffles or something like that served with berries, and it's a complete meal. And then of course one of our go-to breakfast for dinners is baked French toast and bacon, which is so good. Not the healthiest thing. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say about that is not only does it save money because breakfast foods tend to be cheaper than regular dinner foods, but every time I do breakfast for dinner, the kids just love it so much. It's the most peaceful dinner we have in our entire week because none of the kids are going like, do I have to eat this part or I don't like this part, especially my 5-year-old who has his sensory issues with his textures, and it's like every night is just so stressful at the table except for breakfast for dinner because he loves it so much and always asks for seconds. And when I make baked French toast, we serve it for dinner and there's usually leftovers for breakfast the next day. So we do it on Thursday night. So they get like a special breakfast on Friday, also last day of the school week. So that's really cool. Okay, we just have one more. That's it. This is gonna be such a quick one. Okay, so, this is a really important one. When you go to the grocery store, you wanna look really closely at the price tag, not just how much the item cost, but how much it costs per ounce or per whatever your situation is. Like, for example, generally, when you buy in bulk, it's going to be cheaper. Generally, there have been some things, for example, Bounce dryer sheets. When you buy the one that has twice as much, it's actually more expensive. I have no idea why, but on the little price tag on the shelf, and you look at it, it says price per sheet, and it's actually more expensive to buy the bulk one. I found this either with like, there was a syrup or honey or something like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I almost bought the big one because I thought buying it in bulk, I'd get like the deal, and it wasn't. You really have to check your price tags. But all of that said, buying in bulk is usually cheaper. So if you're getting something, especially something like honey that literally never goes bad, and you do see that the bulk option is cheaper, then definitely go for that. I'm trying to think of other like bulk pasta, bulk options like that. And of course, you're gonna wanna take advantage of your buy one, get one deals. I know my grocery store is huge on BOGOs. I don't know what your grocery store does, but I think most grocery stores do buy one, get one deals. And especially when it's something that doesn't really go bad, like pasta, even block cheese. Like I just recently got BOGO Cabot sharp cheddar cheese, and it's like I bought 4 8-ounce blocks of it, and it's like, well, what am I gonna use this for? It doesn't matter. It doesn't go bad until Oh, sometime in 2023. It was like June of 2023. So I just keep them in my fridge. You can even put them in the freezer or shred them in a bag and put them in the freezer, label it, and then you can just pop it out and use it for mac and cheese or whatever. So tonight, one of the things I'm making on the side of dinner is mac and cheese. I'm just gonna, I didn't need to buy cheese today because I got those BOGOs, and I'm just gonna pop it out of the fridge and use them. So I always have kind of just like that revolving door cycle of like, I have things in my fridge that I already saved money on that I can use. And then when I do buy new items, I make sure that I'm getting the best deal possible. I think that is all I have for you guys today. I can't believe how quickly this went. I think when like you take the emotion out of the topics, I can just like kind of bang them out real quick. So that's all I have. I'm gonna write these or type these out for the description of this video. So when it processes, you'll be able to see the list. And if you have any tips, because I'm sure there are things that I am missing here, if you have any tips on how to save money, please comment and I might include them in the description and, you know, and give you some props for that. Thank you guys for joining, and I will see you next Tuesday for our next TN Talk. Bye, everybody.